Ooh, hey there, hi there, ho there, fellas. Can you tell that I just woke up? Well, I did. Anywho, gotta clear the throat. Feeling a little sick. Not very good, but that's fine. We're still here to show up every day. So we got a few things that we can talk about today, but the main thing that's on my mind is Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, me personally, I love Grand Theft Auto. I originally first played, I believe it was San Andreas was my first one. Still the best one to this day. Have yet to play the remasters just because I don't believe in paying so much money for a remastered game. But, maybe I'll pick it up one day and beat it. But anywho, I played like Grand Theft Auto 5 a little bit. I played through the campaign mainly, and that was, it was good. It wasn't terrible. It took me a little while. I didn't have the money to buy it whenever it first came out. So I played it like a year or two, maybe 3 after it came out, and it was all right. Grand Theft Auto Online, I dabbled in, got to like level 25, not super high. And then some little kid like ran me over in a tank and was on the mic just like, "You like that? Yeah, you son of a bitch. You're not getting anywhere." And I had like the passive mode turned on, so it took me like fucking 20 minutes to die. It was ridiculous. I never played that shit again after that. That shit was so annoying. Anywho, love Red Dead series. Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2. Almost perfect games. Anywho, but what we're talking about is Grand Theft Auto 6 and Saints Row original dev. I forget his name. What is it real quick? Is it Strauss Zelnick? No, that's the boss of Rockstar's parent company, Take-Two. Give me 1 second. Stockman, I guess, is his last name. Chris Stockman. The OG, one of the OG devs for Saints Row, which goated game also. Kind of took a left turn with its direction later down the line. Excuse me. Would it be one of my videos if I didn't yawn in it, right? He took like a little terrible misstep later on down the line with like, I think after Saints Row 3, Saints Row 4 it was. Good game, but that doesn't mean just because you made a good game that you know what the fuck you're talking about clearly. Because this motherfucker's over here saying that Grand Theft Auto 6 deserves to be $100. I'm going to say that again. He says Grand Theft Auto 6 deserves to be $100, which is absolutely insane. Sorry, guys. I don't know why my ear is so itchy. Which is absolutely insane. We've already seen in the last like 3 years games jump from $60 to $70 for literally like no apparent reason. Like, yes, game development is getting more and more expensive and stuff, but there's really like no justification for the increase. It's not like better quality. It's not larger on the disc or anything, or like they're not selling us multiple discs. It's just simple like greed, really. And especially nowadays where most games have like some sort of live service-esque ongoing way to make money. Prime example, Grand Theft Auto Online. There's no sense in like raising the base price of the game. It's not necessary. And then we get one of my worst enemies, my least favorite companies with Nintendo, making the turnaround to jump from $70 games to $80 games. I think it was like less than a year that games were stapled at $70 now that they tried to make the jump over to $80, which is absolutely insane because they're going to be like pricing out their whole fucking basis of people that are going to be buying these games to begin with. And what I mean by that is like, a lot of people in the industry, don't have the money or the time or want to pay $70 for a game. It didn't go over well. No one wants to pay $80 for a game either. At that point, I can see that most gamers are going to want to either wait for a sale or B, just not play it to begin with. Not they're certainly not just gonna jump in and buy a brand new game at 80 fucking dollars. Not to mention most games nowadays are sold to you half-assed, where there's a bunch of bugs and shit because they're trying to hit like a quarter to get like Christmas season in, so they maximize profits, but they also maximize the amount of bugs and bullshit that they sell you, essentially selling you like an incomplete game every single time. Now, there have been some studies that have gone, I forget exactly where they say it's from. I think it was like IGN, stating that, like, if you look at, the sales, or like they asked like questions to people if it was like $70, 60% of them said that they would or would maybe buy the game. Whereas at $100, only like 30% would buy the game, which is insane. Crazy, crazy, crazy drop of like 30%. Like only like 30% of people would buy it at a like 100 or whatever, or even more, which is crazy. Like, yeah, if they have like a Grand Theft Auto 6 that's, I don't know, like the super maximum girth edition for $120, where you get like DLC and shit that they're planning to put out, if they even plan to put out DLC, then yeah, sure, maybe. But like, as just the base game, just because y'all took forever on the game doesn't entitle it to be $100. It doesn't automatically make it $100, like worth $100. It is going to be massive. It is going to be the biggest game of all time for sure at the time of its release. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but that doesn't change anything. Grand Theft Auto 5 was the same, and it was 60, right? And they're gonna make buku bucks from GTA Online anyways. They're shooting themselves in the foot if they actually go through with putting it at $100, because a lot of people are just simply not gonna pay that for a video game. It's insane. You think about it, and the minimum wage in the nation is like $7.50 or $7.25. You have to work like 15 hours. That's like half of your work week just to pay for this one game. Most people can't afford that. They don't want to afford that. And realistically, all it's going to do is just make people either A, wait for the game, or B, just not play it at all. Because a lot of people, whenever they have to wait a certain amount of time to play the game, would just go without it. They're like, okay, well, the big buzz around the game kind of passed already. So let me just, I've gone this long without playing it. I can go without playing it still. Maybe wait till next year or the year after, whenever it's like $8 or $9 on sale for Christmas or some shit like that. And it just, I don't know where these devs think that they can just like infinitely raise prices for games and still give us the same quality, where the game is like just shitty at launch and it's fixed over time. And I've already gone to a point where I buy games mostly on sale. There are some games that I'll buy like when they come out, like Borderlands 4, but that's just because it's one of like my favorite game series. But for the most part, I wait till games are on sale to purchase them. Like Silent Hill, love the game series, but I'm not willing to pay like $70 for a remake, bro. I bought Silent Hill 2 for like $25. I don't know. That's just me. It's your choice, really. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think that Grand Theft Auto 5 or Grand Theft Auto 6 is worth $100 out the gate, off rip? Because just also keep in mind that if they do Grand Theft Auto 6 at $100, every other publishing company shortly thereafter is going to start trying to charge $100 for their games too. Mark my words. Yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. I try to reply to each and every one of you as often as possible. But yeah, dude, like, let's get chatting down there. Let me know what you think. Is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? Do you think people will still buy it at $100? I know the game's going to make an ass ton of money, but hopefully, they don't make this a norm and they don't actually go through with it. Not to mention, they just simply don't need to. Anywho, appreciate you for stopping by the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.